Have you ever heard the cry of a bride at midnight when the drums have gone silent? They say in Okilu village, there was once a girl named Kemi, beautiful, radiant, the kind of beauty that made the elders sigh and the young men lose their way home. But beauty, in our land, is not always a blessing, sometimes it is a bait. On the night of our wedding, the air was heavy, not just with the scent of roasted goat meat and fresh palm wine, but with something darker. Something that slithered unseen between the laughter and the dancing. The moon hung low, red like fresh blood, as if it had come to witness the ceremony itself. The drummers beat their last rhythm, the women's ululations rose into the night, and then she came. Its mother. Tall, dark, eyes like cold iron. Her wrapper was black with streaks of crimson. In her hands, a carved wooden box. For the bride, she said, her voice low, almost like a chant. A gift passed down from the mothers of our bloodline. Kemi, smiling politely, took the box. Inside, a gold chain lay, delicate, but with a pendant shaped like a teardrop. It wasn't gold, it was deep red, so red it looked alive. Wear it tonight, the older woman said, and you will never know how. Kemi hesitated, but with everyone watching, she lifted the chain. The moment it touched her skin, the night shifted. The wind died. The crickets stopped. Even the oil lamps trembled. She clasped it. Click. That sound would haunt her forever. Later, in the bridal chamber, Ade laughed as he undressed, but Kemi couldn't look away from the mirror. Something was wrong. Her reflection wasn't smiling. In fact, it was staring straight at her, lips curling, as black as the midnight sky. From the corner of the room where shadows lay thick, she heard it. Serve me, or suffer. The lamp shattered. Darkness swallowed the room. And Ade swore he saw his bride's eyes change. Morning came with the smell of cold harmattan air. The village bustled outside, but inside the new couple's hut, Ade sat quietly, watching Kemi. She moved stiffly, her eyes vacant. Kemi, are you alright? He asked. She blinked, then smiled too quickly. I'm fine, Ade, just tired. But that day, strange things began. Chickens in their yard were found dead, their necks twisted. Children ran from Kemi, saying her shadow moved even when she stood still. And then came the voice. At night, when Ade slept, Kemi heard it from the necklace pressed against her skin. You belong to me now. There is a price for beauty. A price for love. Kemi tried to take it off, but the clasp wouldn't open. She scratched her skin until blood ran, but the chain only tightened, almost as if it fed on her pain. Weeks passed, and Ade's mother watched her new daughter-in-law with a knowing smile. One afternoon, an old herbalist came to the market. His eyes were white as chalk, yet he walked straight to Kemi. He didn't speak. Just touched the pendant, and hissed sharply. Girl, do you know what you wear? Kemi shook her head. That is not a necklace. That is an eriku, the chain of the dead. It binds the soul to a spirit master. The woman who gave you this, has sold you. Kemi's knees buckled. Sold me. For what? The old man's voice dropped. For power. For wealth. For her son's prosperity, you are the sacrifice. After that day, Kemi's nights became a battlefield. She dreamed of rivers running black, of faceless women chanting her name. She would wake with bruises shaped like fingers on her arms. Ade noticed the change, but his mother dismissed it. She is adjusting to marriage, she said. But then, the deaths began. A neighbor was found dead in his sleep. Then another. Always someone who had insulted Ade's family. One night, Kemi woke to find herself standing outside, in the middle of the village square, barefoot, the necklace burning against her chest, and in her hand, a knife wet with blood. Terrified, she ran to the only person who might help, the old herbalist. He listened, then sighed. "Child, to break this curse, you must return the chain to the place it was first bound. But know this, the spirit will not let you go easily." They prepared for the journey at dawn. She carried no bag, only a small gourd of consecrated water and a white cloth. The path led deep into the forest, a place the villagers called Aegba, the forest of no return. As they walked, the trees grew taller, the air colder. Whispering voices swirled around her. Shadows darted between the trees, too fast to follow. And then, the ground opened beneath her. She landed in a cave lit by red fire. In the center stood a throne carved of bones, and on it, a woman, tall, beautiful, and terrible, with eyes like molten gold. "You came," the spirit said, smiling. "I have been waiting." Kemi's knees shook, but she stepped forward. "I will not serve you." The spirit laughed, a sound like shattering glass. "You already do. Every breath you take, every step you walk, is mine." Kemi lifted the gourd and splashed the consecrated water on the necklace. The spirit screamed, shadows tearing from the walls, clawing at her skin. She grabbed the chain, pulled with all her strength, and it snapped. Light exploded through the cave. The spirit's scream faded into nothingness. Kemi woke at the edge of the forest, the morning sun on her face. The necklace lay broken beside her, now just dull metal. She returned to the village, but she was not the same girl. She had walked through death and come back. Aid's mother fled the village the very next day, her wealth and power crumbling overnight. And Kemi. She never wore jewelry again. But when she told her story, she would always begin with the same question. Have you ever heard the cry of a bride at midnight, when the drums have gone silent? Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, like, comment and share.